My name is Douglas McRay Daniels. My friends call me Ray. I was raised in a small town in Eufaula, Alabama. I have 11 siblings. We were farmers. When I think about my childhood, it's almost like a fairy tale in a way, because we live so differently than how I see people live today. Going horseback riding and going to rustle up the cows, that's just a normal Tuesday afternoon. My mother and I, we were always cooking together. You could hear her humming old gospel tunes. To me, the chopping of onions and things and her singing became the soundtrack of my childhood. My mother told me when I was very young that there was nothing that I couldn't do. And like a crazy man, I believed her. When I was 7 years old, my brother Chris gave me a radio for my birthday. The only radio station I could get was a classical radio station, and I had to use a clothes hanger to get that. One day I discovered that this music was performed by a lot of people, all together. I just remember thinking to myself, who's controlling that? And what if I had a piece, what would it sound like? And I think that's how it started. I realized what my passion was, and it took me a while. I didn't know exactly where I was going, but I had a vision that was very blurry. And the more I walked, the more clear it became, and thus I am. In order to pull younger people into the audience, you have to go where they are. You have to give them something that they can hold on to. Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, all those guys are timeless. But I think by performing pieces by living composers, by the guy who's next door, who's making his living writing music, we can get a connection to what people are listening to today. Third Sundays at 3 is a free concert series that I started. I would invite ensembles from all over, and they would come and perform for my audience. So I sent out an international call for scores to the composers of the world, and they submit new scores to me. I go through these new scores, and I'm listening for particular things that move us, and then I premiere those pieces on this concert series. And so what I'm trying to do with this program now is go to the forefront of today, now in music. I don't know if it's important for me to look back and say if I've accomplished any particular goal. I think what's really important is that I went, I tried, I continued, and I've had a drive to do just that. So when I look back on my life, I want to be able to say that I've worked this garden. You know, I've planted, I've harvested, and I've left the ground good.